Morning guys, it's Karen. Thank you for joining me. I am doing a review of a new foundation, as you'll have seen from the title. I just want to tell you something funny that just happened to do with my eye makeup today. I have got on just the Makeup Revolution. It's the one that's the dupe of the Stila one that I did the video on the other day. And I was going to do a tutorial on it. I mean, it's very simple. I just put the gold eyeshadow on the lid and then I put my Natural Collection Milk Chocolate in my crease, and that's all I did. But I obviously completely forgot I was going to do a tutorial, but I kind of must have half forgot because I just filmed 3 videos and I've just watched them back and I only did the crease colour in one eye. So like I said, I must have kind of half thought I was going to do a tutorial, and I didn't even notice it, like looking in here. It's just when I'm watching it back I was like, I did the crease colour in here and not in here, and I thought, I wonder if anybody's going to notice that and be thinking, what has she done with her eyes? What a strange thing to do. Anyway, we're talking about this, the Max Factor Skin Luminizer Foundation. My colour is in Warm Almond, and I wanted to do this video because I just did the video on the YSL Fusion Ink Foundation and I love it. I mean, I absolutely love it. However, I did say to you at the time, it was a first impressions review. I had just bought it. I had only used it for a couple of days, and I wasn't sure how it would be for dry skin. Now, the irony being that I am just in the stage of my medication where I've got a major breakout, but this should be my last major breakout, and my medication has now made my skin suddenly have, it's almost like a dry breakout. My skin is extremely dry. And I found that using the YSL Fusion Ink wasn't the best for that. Not because somebody else with dry skin said that they felt like they might not have enough time to spread it. I think that was okay, but I think the finished look was just too kind of flat. And I had specifically said it wasn't a flat look, it wasn't a flat matte, and it wasn't when my skin had a little bit of oil to it. But now it's very, very dry, and I've got dry patches where these blemishes are. I felt like I needed to bring some life back to my skin. So I had started using MAC Strobe Cream underneath it, which definitely helped. But I just instead switched to another foundation. I switched to using my YSL Teint Touche Eclat, which is more geared towards dry skin, I think, although I think it's fine for my oily skin. Then when I was in Boots, I saw this little beauty, and it's the Max Factor Skin Luminizer Foundation, and I thought, well, I'll try it, but I don't imagine it would be good enough coverage for me. But I'm wearing it today and I've done a demo of it, and I would say that it is medium coverage, but it is buildable. I have used 2 coats of it today and then finished off with just the Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation, but as I said in the review of that one, I don't think that that is a full coverage. It's just like a finishing powder. There's nothing really much more to it than that. So that's how I got this finished today. So I just wanted to give you a review of this, but again, it's a first impressions review. I used it yesterday, I used it today, so I'll tell you a bit about it. Okay, so I don't have my usual spreadsheet, but I've got my iPad here with the Boots website up so I can tell you all about it. It is called the Max Factor Skin Luminizer Foundation, and it comes in 6 colours, which isn't an awful lot, but surprisingly, I find it easy to find my colour in the Max Factor foundations. So like I said, there's 3 colours, and it's £11.99, which is about the usual price for a drugstore foundation. The description is that it's infused with subtle skin luminizers. Max Factor Skin Luminizer Foundation creates a healthy looking glow that will ensure your skin lights up the room. It says it offers the perfect combination of radiance and coverage. Apply foundation first, then for even more radiance, use a Max Factor CC highlighter on the top of your cheekbones. I love it when they do that, try and sell you another product in with it. So I've had a little look at the ingredients and I was pleasantly surprised. It doesn't have any alcohol in it and it doesn't have any perfume in it. So I think it would be a really good one for sensitive skin, which is interesting. The only ingredient in it that has any kind of negative, I suppose, is it's got a little bit of paraben in it. It's not the usual amount. You can have like 2 or 3 different types of parabens in it, but this has only got 1 type and it's fairly low on the list, so I'm not bothered about that. But like I said, no alcohol, no perfume. It does have talc in it if talc's something that bothers you for whatever reason. It does have glycerin in it, which means it's quite moisturizing. That is the 3rd ingredient in here. I'm not worried about that. That doesn't cause me any breakouts, because sometimes with with foundations that I think are maybe geared towards drier skin or luminizing skin, I often worry about breaking out. But the good thing about this is, like I said, glycerin for me doesn't pose any problems. It has got vitamin E in it, which can sometimes cause me to break out, but it also has niacinamide in it, which is very good for skin. That's an ingredient that is in Freederm and, you know, acne treatments. So I thought that was really interesting, and I'm really pleased with the ingredient. It applies really well. I think I said, did I, that it was medium coverage, medium to buildable coverage. I'll show you the demo at the end anyway. I'm not sure how it would work for, I generally still have oily skin, but it's just in a very, very dry phase at the moment. But I'm not sure if it would be too much for oily skin. I think it would be okay though, because it's not a shiny finish at all. And even looking at it there, I thought, oh, it looks like there might be quite a lot, you know, it might be 50-50 foundation and luminizer, but actually it doesn't feel like that on the skin. It feels like there's a little bit of something in it. So I think this will probably be okay for normal, oily, dry. I think it would be okay for everybody except maybe very, very oily. And when my oily skin comes back, I'll be able to tell you that. But at the moment, with having dry skin, this is just perfect. And this is what I'm going to use the week going forward, because I've got about 15 foundations. And all of those foundations, bar the one YSL Teint Touche Eclair, are for oily skin, and they are all matte foundations, and they are all, you know, long lasting, retouch free, that type of foundation. So none of them are for dry skin. So I really only have the YSL one and this one. And so I'm happily going to use this for the week ahead and see how I get on. And I'll let you know if there is any issues, if I break out more than I am already, which is very unlikely now I'm on my medication. I'll leave you a little note on here. I'll leave an addendum on this video. I've applied it with my fingers, and I've applied it with a sponge. I haven't tried it with a brush yet. I think a brush would be absolutely fine. I don't see any issues with that, but I found it really nice to apply with fingers and with my beauty blend, and I think that's probably what I will use. It did last all day. That was another thing that I was and am always concerned about. When I see a luminizing foundation or one for dry skin, I always think that on me it's not going to last because of having oily skin. And I don't know whether it's to do with the state of my skin at the moment, but this didn't change really all day. I put it on at about 8 o'clock in the morning, something like that, and it was still looking the same at about 6 o'clock in the evening. It barely looked any different. Yeah, I think it will be fine. I haven't worn it to work yet, which is normally when I get the best test, because I can see kind of close up. But I was out and about in the town yesterday and whatnot, so I couldn't really see. But I do remember when I came home to take my makeup off, it didn't look any different, you know. It doesn't show up any of my fine lines, or, you know, it doesn't sit in anywhere, which is something else that I sometimes wonder if something with luminizer in would do. I think that's everything really. Without my trusty spreadsheet, I'm worrying that I've missed telling you something, but if there is anything, you can leave me questions below and I'll do my best to answer them. Of course, let me know if you've tried it and if you like it. Particularly if you've got oily skin, let me know if you've tried this and how it is, so that I know, you know, how it's going to be when my oily skin comes back. Thank you so much for watching today. I will see you again, hopefully in my next video.